What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Darius Dotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or a loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. Hey, welcome back to another episode. Let's jump right in. So what we're talking about today is exactly what the title says. We're going to be talking about how to build a life you love. And as much as things go wrong, or I have moments or seasons where I don't feel like I'm doing enough, even through the setbacks or the burnouts, when I think about my life, I fucking love it. Excuse my language, but I do. And the reason why is because the reason why I know I love it is because I'm building my life. I'm being intentional about building my life. One day I woke up and I realized I didn't love my life. I looked up and I realized that I just couldn't do it no more. I looked around in my career in theater, and I was looking around at my music. The pandemic happened, right? We were all out of work, and it hit me. I can't sit here and wait for other entities other than myself to persuade me to move, to make things happen. And it reminded me back a few years ago when I almost moved away from Minnesota, because there's a big enough theater community here where I can find work, right? The theater community in the Twin Cities is the second largest in the nation when it comes to theater seats per capita. So there's always opportunities out there for me to work, to find work. But during this time, I literally went 2 years without getting casted in a show. And I'm risking sounding conceited right here, but I know I'm good at my career. I'm confident to know that, hey, there's no way I should go 2 years without working. And I started thinking about other folks in town. Yes, I was comparing myself, which I know I shouldn't do, but I was thinking about how I've seen theaters and artistic directors select plays specifically for that person, or theaters hire the same people and look out for each other, even when they probably wasn't even right for the role, but they looked out for each other. And I didn't feel that. I felt unappreciated. I felt like maybe it was because I'm too muscular, right? And folks don't think I fit roles, which I've heard through the grapevine that a director in town actually said that I'm too big. Hell, I even went to a play and one of the character descriptions was me. Muscular guy, ex-athlete, black. And I'm like, so how in the hell didn't even get an audition, right? I should at least have that. Whenever there's a role that comes up and the character has any kind of muscular physique, right, in this town, I at least get an audition. Hell, the show I was just in, I played multiple characters, and one of them was said to be, and this was in the script, cock strong. Even at 8-9 years old, his muscles had muscles. And for those of you who saw the show that know the play, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And of course I played that character, right? Anyway, so I was thinking about all this, and I really felt like, you know what? I need to get the hell out of here. I need to go to a place where my body and my physique is an asset, where there are more black people, black companies, right? Roles for black people in general. And I was going to pack up and move to Atlanta, which I still plan to eventually, because that's where I need to be. But anyway, all these thoughts got brought back up, and I had an epiphany. I realized my likelihood is based on other people. My career literally ain't even in my own hands. I can have all the talent in the world, but that don't mean somebody has to hire me. I have to wait for a door to open for me. So I decided I'm going to make my own building. And no, I might not have the funds to start my own theater company, but what I can start is a workout business. What I can do is produce my own music and promote myself. What I can do is this podcast and be a well-rounded artist that aims to be influential and inspiring. I can make it a point to bring all that to the table when somebody thinks of Darius Dotch. I can grow mentally, right? So yeah, even though it can be hard, I love my life. I love what I built. And I'm loving the fact that I'm continuing to build. I'm not done. You better believe that. And of course, all this takes a lot of work, right? It takes a lot of work, but I still love it. And that's just me. That's my example. But a lot of people, for whatever reason that may be, they don't love their life. Why is that? Why are a lot of people in the world content with not really being content with their life? Does that make sense? Like they say, well, things are good. I wish they could be better. It's pretty good, though. I at least have this. At least I'm not wanting for that. Life is just kind of blah, right? Why do we settle for just, quote unquote, pretty good? Life is too short. I don't want to live until I'm, I don't know how old, let's say 85. I don't want to live until I'm 85 years old and have 85 years of just okay. I want 85 years of stuff I love. I don't want to be bitter and feel like I didn't live how I wanted to live. And that comes down to building it, being intentional with it. If you start to build a house, you don't just start throwing bricks all over the place. You build out your blueprint. You complete steps. You have to plan what you want it to look like. So before we start building our lives, and really we are building our lives right now. We've been building our lives this whole time. We just didn't think about it this way. It's been unintentional, right? But what if you got intentional? What if you knew how you wanted it to look? What if you knew how you wanted it to look and you made the blueprint and you started working towards it? And not just career-wise and money, things like your relationships, your happiness, your friendships, how you show up in the world, the kind of person you are. And for me, when I started working on myself during the pandemic, and I was in a bad place mentally, like everybody else was. We all went through it, and it clicked. And it only took me like half a year of working on myself and being intentional with my thoughts and making it a point to be better and understanding that your thoughts change the reality for me to realize that I'm building my life, that I need to be deliberate about it. And I've been falling in love with it. I started this podcast. Well, first I started my workout program, right? Gyms were closed. I had no job. So I was like, you know what? I done heard people asking me what to do in the gym, or they ask me for tips, or they ask me why don't I become a trainer. And I said, okay, now's the time. Gyms are closed. I'm going to sell at-home workouts. And I was seeing success. I put in a lot of work, and I mean a lot of work, and it was paying off. It still is. And the podcast came out of that. And again, I put in a lot of work. And at the same time, I kept working on myself. The main reason why I started this podcast is because I was working on myself mentally. I realized it was working and I was better and growing and loving it. And I had to share this. I needed more folks to feel what I'm feeling, to see growth, to fall in love with the process of making a life they love, right? A life that's better than the one they have right now. And it was because I was intentional with my thoughts, intentional with what I wanted, that got me there. And let me say this. The life that you want, it doesn't just happen. It won't just fall in your lap. And a lot of people live their life this way, as if the life they truly want is just going to magically appear and they'll be right in the middle of it. It ain't going to happen that way. Nobody can build your life for you. Nobody can take out the things you have to take out of your life. You won't just wake up and it'll be perfect. It'll be built intentionally with clarity. No, you have to plan it. You have to write it down on paper, check it every day, execute it every day. What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode, and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's DariusDotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. And also, think about your life and the things you love about your life. And think about the things that you can change to be better. And it could be any and everything. What do you love about your career? What can you change about it? Do you need to start a transition into something new? What do you love about the way you cook? How can you make that better? Your love life. What do you love about it? How can you make it better? What do you love about your friendships? Your morning routine? What do you love about the way you dress? Do you need to change? Do you want to have a different look? Maybe you want to dress a little more sexy or a younger vibe. Maybe you want to add some color, some pop. What do you love about your mindset? What do you need to change about it? That's a good one. What about your fitness routine? And the reason I'm telling you to ask yourself this is because we can get complacent. We can get content with the okay, with things just being meh, just good, as if things can't change. We pretend like anything is constant. Nothing is constant. Anything can change. And that means your circumstances too. Material things, mental things, feelings, careers, locations, relationships, you name it. And I'm not trying to tell you that you don't have a good life or a decent life. And you might feel like you are content with your life and you're content with being content about it, right? But deep down, you know there's better. There's great. So why not make it better? And you better believe this ain't going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, years. It'll take months for you to start seeing a difference, but years for real change. And I think the payoff is worth it. Moving the needle in your life from good, just okay, up to great, up to living your dream, up to absolutely loving your life, I think that's worth investing in. But it's up to you. Ain't nobody going to come and make our lives better. And you might say, well, my spouse makes my life better. My kids make my life better. But you had to find a spouse and marry them. You had to make children. We need to treat our lives like a business. Just like in business, you have meetings and plans and projects and you show up every day. Why don't we do that with our lives and our goals and happiness? We take our jobs more serious than our lives. And we can't even control what our job does, what direction it goes in, but we can control the direction we go in. And look, none of this is rocket science. I ain't said nothing that you don't know already, but we need reminders to hear it out loud. That recognition of, hey, I'm in control over way more than I give myself credit for. So building that life you love, work at it. Don't just let it do whatever it's going to do. Start showing up more. Make that blueprint of your life and figure out what you need to do to love every aspect of it. It takes planning, it takes time, it takes work, but I know you can create that life you want and that life you love. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.